Hello, I'm Ollie and this is CriminOlly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, something a bit different. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my garage library. So one of the projects I've been doing recently, with the help of my wife, is sorting out the garage. So we had loads of old furniture and crap like that in here, which just needed to be got rid of. And what I also needed was additional storage for all of my books. So what you can't see when you watch my videos is how many books there were piled around me in the office. So there were piles of books everywhere and it really looked a horrific mess. At some point I'm going to do a shelf tour of the books that I've got that you see behind me in the office. There are 2 layers of those books, so the ones you see, there's another layer behind them. But I also had books just all around me. So what we've done is kind of slightly repurposed our garage. Oops, things are falling over. So we've now got, as you can see, shelves going all the way back and around the garage on one wall, which are covered with these or filled with these plastic boxes, and in these plastic boxes are books. So I'm going to give you a quick tour today of what's in all of these boxes, and then in the future what I'll probably do is bring in a box into the house every week and go through properly what's in that box. Now, all of the books here, I think, have been shown on the channel before, because in the early days of the channel I did a full library tour of all the books I had then, and I've done book haul videos for all of the books I've received since then. But it's probably worth doing a refresh of that for newer viewers. So I'll show you briefly today what's in these boxes, but I'll do a fuller deep dive on each box at some point in the future. We have also still got the normal kind of random garage stuff in here, so garden tools, bikes, things like that. But as you can see, it's a lot better organised now. I have moved a few things out just to make space for today, but it's really easy now for me to get access to all of my books. What I do need to do at some point is some sort of indexing exercise. I've arranged the boxes by genre and, broadly speaking, by like author surname alphabetically within those genres, but there is definitely room for improvement. What I might do is try and use ChatGPT or something like that to take photos of the books in the boxes and get it to provide me with a list of what's in each box, so I can easily reference that wherever I am and find out, you know, if I've got a particular book and where it is, because that is a danger sometimes when you've got a lot of books, is that you're out and about, you're in a second-hand shop, you think, wow, this book's a real bargain, but have I already got it? I've certainly been caught out by that in the past. So anyway, let's have a look round. I'll go through all of the boxes very briefly with you and show you what's inside them. I've got this camera around my neck as well, as you might be able to see. So I may pause at times just to make sure that the angle I've got is correct and you can properly see into the box. Right, so in this set of shelves then, we've got like general fiction and non-fiction, and then a couple of quite special boxes. So let me show you one of these quickly. So this is the first of the general and non-fiction boxes. They're quite heavy, so forgive me while I pull this down. See if this is going to work. So if I squat down, I should be able to just change the angle a bit. Yeah, so the boxes are all going around, so apologies for that, but you can see here a mix of kind of general fiction. I think this is all general fiction. I think the next box down is the one that's got non-fiction as well. Oh no, there's some Bill Bryson in here, so there is a little bit of non-fiction. So yeah, a variety of different things. Yeah, quite a variety. Some read, some unread. What I haven't done is try and sort the boxes by things that I've read versus things that I haven't read. So that is the first box, including some Ian Banks being an absolute favourite author of mine, also including Lace by Shirley Conran, which is a fantastic book that I read for Garb August last year. Right, let's put this one back and see what's in the next one. Whoops. Okay, this is more general and non-fiction. So again, a mixture of different things in here. I think these aren't particularly well sorted. I think I ended up just chucking a few books in this one at the end, but yeah, a mix of different stuff in there. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily adhere to the correct alphabetizing. Oops, knock the camera again. Right, so this box, and I think the one below it as well, I've kept these separate because these are books I've been sent by authors and publishers over the years that I haven't got to yet. So what I wanted to do was keep these separate so that I prioritise these rather than just having them mixed in with other things. I'm really bad at like reading all of the review copies I get sent. I get sent so many of them, it's really difficult to keep on top of it. So I wanted to keep them separate so that I could dive into them when I've got a bit of spare time. I can really prioritise trying to get through some of these. So a mixture of different things in here. Sci-fi, quite a lot of horror, some westerns, some manga as well. So yeah, a variety of different stuff in there. And the next box, I won't open it up, but you can see that's more of the same, so more kind of review copies and things like that I've been sent, some of which I have read actually. So Weasels Were at My Fresh I've read a fair bit of, and I'm starting to worry about this Black Box of Doom. I have read that as well. And then below that you will know as well that quite often on the channel when I'm doing book hauls, people send me books, like viewers and things like that, very kindly send me books to read. So what I've got here is a box of books that have been sent to me by people. So again, I want to make sure I keep these separate from everything else so I can prioritise getting to them. So loads of Joel Lansdale books from Heidi there, some books that were sent by Jessie, some books from various different people. So yeah, keeping these separate so I can prioritise getting to them. And then below that is a box of comics and magazines and things like that. So hold on, let's rearrange things a little bit. This is a somewhat more physical video than you're used to from me, so apologies for all the puffing and panting. This is a much loved book from my childhood that my parents bought me a new copy of recently. But yeah, I've got various comics, magazines, so Cult Detective magazine, a few things from the Mental Adventure Library, some manga there as well. So yeah, all sorts of different things, some copies of Midnight magazine. So yeah, lots of fantastic comics and magazines, a big pile of kind of Judge Dredd and 2000 ADs there at the side as well. That is a heavy one. Oh, and I missed putting these inside it. Let's put those back in. Okay. Right, the next stack then, this one, is science fiction and fantasy in the top 3 boxes, and then thrillers in the bottom 3 boxes. So let's get some of these down and have a quick look. Just check that angle again. Yeah, that's looking good. Apologies for my knees. You're certainly seeing more of me than you normally do. So yeah, a real range of different things in here. But yeah, science fiction, fantasy, that kind of thing. Not my favourite genre by any means, but I do enjoy it sometimes. So yeah, I've got a mix of a few different things in there. If there's any books in particular that you catch sight of that you're intrigued by, do let me know in the comments. More sci-fi and fantasy in this one. Lots of huge Peter F. Hamilton books that I got a while ago, and a few George R.R. Martins as well. And this one's we've got Michael Moorcock, Neil Stevenson. Still need to read some Neil Stevenson. I've only read Snow Crash, which I did quite enjoy, but yeah, I haven't tried one of his more complex books yet. Oh, actually, let's take that down and have a look in the thriller box beneath it. So yeah, I've got a few boxes of kind of thrillers and historical fiction as well. So got some random old thrillers. In the early days of the channel, I bought a random box of like 50 books off eBay, which had actually this one came from Erie, but this one was definitely from that box of random thrillers. But yeah, a few other things and a load of Jack Reacher books, which I'm intending at some point to kind of read the Jack Reacher series in order. I've read the first few when they originally came out, but haven't read them all recently. But I think maybe when I'm retired, that can be a project. Not for a long time though. Right, let's put those back. Okay. More thrillers here, so you can see some Jack Higgins, Alexander Kent, John J. Nance one I got recently. A few different things. One by, this one is by, I'm intrigued to read this one. I think this came in that box as well. So this is by Walter Wager, who wrote a book called, I think it was called 48 Hours? Anyway, he wrote the book that Die Hard 2 was based on. So Die Hard, I think it's reasonably well known, was based on a novel called, I can't remember what it's called, No One Lasts Forever, I think. But yeah, there was Die Hard 2 was also based on a novel. Got some Patrick O'Brien in here, some Ken Follett. I've got the Poldark books, which I bought off eBay after quite enjoying the TV show. So yeah, a variety of things there. And then some more thrillers in here, including one that should be in a different box actually. I have to remember to refile that. I've got some Commando comics in here, and then I've also got these lovely Alistair MacLean hardback books that I got from a charity book sale a while ago. I really, really like these. Look at that, fantastic stuff. So yeah, nice variety of things there. Okay. Right, I haven't been checking that the angle's been right, but hopefully it has been. Okay, so this section here then is crime. Here we've got horror, and then here we've got trash, basically. So let's go through the crime. Let's make sure I check the angle this time. There, that looks pretty good. Okay, so yeah, various things in here. We've got some MC Beaton, some hard case crime there, some Chris Carter. I don't know why I've got these Chris Carter books. I think he's terrible. But anyway, I've got some Chris Carter books. I've got all the Morse books by Colin Dexter, which I'm slowly working through. This one, I think, is signed. So I went to a... yeah, it is. So years ago, I went to like a crime writing like masterclass thing locally, where they had about 5 different crime writers talking about their craft, basically. Really, really interesting, and bought signed books by all of the people at that. One of those people was Carla Banks. I don't think I ever actually read the book. I should do. Okay. Okay, so more kind of fairly standard crime stuff here, really. So we've got some John Connolly, we've got some George Green. So he's an author you don't hear talked about much. This one was pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but he wrote the book, what was it called? Was it called The Juror? It doesn't actually say at the start. Yeah, The Juror, which there was a movie of with... Demi Moore, I think. And I don't know if I ever saw the movie, but the book was absolutely fantastic. Really, really gripping. So anyway, got that. Got some Peter James, who, again, I don't love Peter James's work, but he's local. His books are set very close to where I live, so they're quite entertaining to read as a result of that. Bit of Joel Lansdale, some Linda LaPlante. I do quite like Linda LaPlante. Stuff's kind of quite trashy, but always entertaining. So yeah, a few different things there. Let's keep going. Whoops. keep banging the camera when I pick the box up. Right, let's see what we've got in here. So, a load of Donna Leone, which I got from a charity shop a while ago. I don't know if I've got all of the Dexter books by Jeff Lindsay, but I've certainly got most of them, I think. And I've read the first couple and quite enjoyed those. I never kept up with the TV show. I watched the first couple of seasons, but I know that people thought that the ending stunk, so I never bothered to like finish watching it. I've got some McBain's in here as well, so these are duplicates, so I do have multiple copies of some of Ed McBain's books because I love him so much. But I've got the full, like you see behind me in my videos, like the full run of the 87th Precinct series. So these are additional copies I've got, and then some Ian Rankin as well. So at one point I was trying to read through the Inspector Rebus books in order. I ought to try and do that again because they really are good, the Rebus books. Okay, what's in this one? So we've got more Ian Rankin in here. I thought I had more than I'd shown in that box. Yeah, a variety of different things. A nice vintage style copy of Eye the Jury, and a few random things I've picked up in charity shops and things like that. This is a book I bought again recently when I saw it somewhere. I had a copy of this when I was a teenager, and I can't remember if I ever read it or not, but it's a whopper. It's like 600 pages. I think it's like a serial killer book. So yeah, if you've read that, let me know. It's got a nice step back cover anyway. Okay. Well done if you've managed to last this long. Right. I think these bottom two boxes are both hard covers, which means they will be super heavy. So this is one of the exceptions to my rule about having books that have been sent in a separate box. I have got, so both Jessie and Heidi sent me these lovely noir story collections set around different US towns. So I've got a load of those all together here. And then, yeah, various other hardcovers, including more McBain's. I have multiple copies of many of Ed McBain's books. A couple of things I got from the Men's Adventure Library, which not the Men's Adventure Library, from the Abominable Book Club, which I haven't got around to reading yet. A few more Rankins. This, The 20-Year Death by Ariel S. Winter, which is a very interesting book. I'm not sure it's entirely successful, but it tells a story over multiple decades. I think it's over 3 separate decades. There are 3 different stories that all make up the overall story, each told in the style of a different crime writer. So maybe slightly pretentious, but interesting nevertheless. And then this box has got random hardbacks in actually, so this doesn't adhere to any of the rules. So what have we got? We've got Ring by Koji Suzuki. We've got some Phil Rickman, who's an interesting British horror author. I've got a copy of Ghost at a Watchman, which I haven't read and probably never will. I've got Tom Hanks's book, which again I will probably never get round to. Bruce Campbell's memoirs, which is fantastically enjoyable. So yeah, a variety of different things there. Looks like the angle was slightly off on that, so apologies. Right, I'm just going to move my phone, which is here, so I don't put the box on top of it. Let me know if this format works. I've never tried doing anything even vaguely like this before, so we shall see how it works. Right, let's move on to horror then. So I've got a whole stack of horror. The bottom 2 boxes are all Stephen King. Right, that looks kind of okay. I'm just going to check the angle. Right, so again, a real mix of stuff in here. So a few things like this that I've got from like book subscription services. Those couple of things, ones I picked up recently. This is a movie novelisation, for a film I don't think I ever saw, but I read this book as a kid and really wanted to read it again. I was slightly disappointed when I read it again. But yeah, a variety of different things in here, including 2 copies of The Books of Blood, volumes 1 to 3 for some reason, and some other short story collections. I'm going to leave that one there. I'll put this one on top of it. So this one has got a lot of Richard Lehman and Dean Koontz, as well as some other things. Yeah, a ton of I used to have so many Dean Koontz books and so many Richard Lehman books, far more than this, that I got rid of a long time ago. Nice penguin edition of We've Always Lived in the Castle as well there. Some Sean Hudson. Got to have a bit of Hudson. Here's some more Dean Koontz, one published under a pseudonym with a fantastically creepy cover. Spellbinding as Flowers in the Attic. So Lee Nichols, I think, was like his version of V.C. Andrews, basically. So yeah, a few different things in there. So what's in here? I can see some Chuck Tingle. This is a book with a fantastic cover. I can't remember the name of the movie, but this picture was used for a creepy Italian sci-fi horror movie as well, I think. This is a book that I received another copy of the other day, so I got this in an Abominable Book Club box, but already had a copy of it, so I'll have to give that away to charity or something. But yeah, again, a variety of different things here. 2 copies of Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle for some reason. Anno Dracula by Kim Newman, which is a favourite of mine. A very entertaining book. So yeah, a few different things there. Let's leave that there and pull this one down. This is a one with hardcovers in, so this is going to be heavy. Oh. What have we got in here? More Lehman. Some Mark Morris collections, some Eric LaRocca. These should be in the art box actually, because I haven't read these ones yet. But these are these lovely books from, who's it by? Flame Tree Press. So this is Mysteries, but they're really beautifully presented, these books. Little short story collections with a variety of different like crime and horror stories in them. Another one of the Anno Dracula books there. Some Michael Slade, who's a Canadian author I quite enjoy. A bit more Sean Hudson, some Jack Ketchum. This was a horrifically disturbing book. I can't remember if I included this book in my disturbing books video or not, my tier list, but this is a book I like still just thinking about it now freaks me out. Horrible book, but very good. Right. Oh, it's a heavy one. My back seems to be holding up okay so far. Fingers crossed. Okay. And then these are the Stephen King boxes. So I do have a lot of Stephen King books and a lot of Stephen King hardcovers as well. So a variety of different things here. I've got 2 copies of The Stand. So I read this on holiday years ago. I'd read it before, but I reread it on holiday years ago. And the first copy I bought of it, as you can see, just fell apart while I was reading it. I mean, clearly it's a big book, but it's a bit ridiculous. So I emailed the publisher when I got back from holiday, and they sent me a replacement. So that's why I have 2 copies of The Stand. I have 2 copies of Holly as well, because I bought the UK edition, which I think is this one. Yeah, I bought the UK edition when it came out, and then Heidi very kindly sent me a copy of the US edition, which has, you can't tell, but has glow-in-the-dark windows, which is super cool. And then this is the other one. So I was very pleased the other day in a book haul to say that I'd found this nice vintage copy of Different Seasons, not realising I already had another copy of it, so I now have two. Got a Bachman Books with Rage in it, which I talked about on the channel a little while ago. I do have a new copy of it. I wish I had still the original UK paperback of it, which I remember reading. Well, I originally read it in hardback, actually. I originally got it out of the library and read it in hardback, and then as soon as it came out in paperback, I bought it in paperback and read it again. But I really love the New English Library paperback. I do need to try and find one of those at some point. And also got in here the Green Mile series, as it was originally published. So I read this as they came out. I would go to a local newsagent that sold books each month and buy the next instalment. I really enjoyed that experience of reading a serial novel in serial format. So yeah, that was a nice memory, that one. Okay, we are nearly done. The next set of shelves is all various kinds of trash. So, top shelf then is Mac Bolan. So these are, all executioner books. So, not all contiguous, if that is the right word. They don't all follow on from each other, but I've got, I think, books 1 up to 38 by the looks of it. Yeah, so I've got 1 up to 38, so that's, I think, the whole Don Pendleton run. And then I've got a bit of a gap, because then I've got 46 and then 49, and then I've got like 49 onwards, I think, for a couple of what have we got up to 80, and then I've got a bit of a gap there again. So yeah, I may try and fill in those gaps at some point so I can read them all in order, but I definitely want to read all the Don Pendleton ones in order. So yeah, prized possessions there by my executioner collection. Okay, the next box then is kind of random men's adventure stuff. So, oh, and cozies, because I needed somewhere to put the cozies. So you've got the Mac Bolan spin-off series, Able Team and Phoenix Force, which is what most of this box is. You then got the Gabriel Hunt books, which Heidi sent me. There was one of those in the other box, so I need to remember to move that over. So yeah, we've got Able Team, Phoenix Force. These Jack Cannon books, I've got some more of these inside as well. So these were written by Nelson DeMille, the thriller writer, but they're like really sleazy, cheesy kind of crime novels. They're quite fun. Then various other things here. So some TNT novels that Andrew from It Came From The Page very kindly sent me a while ago. Some Casca novels, like various. This was sent to me by Sean and Bert from Pastory Time. Gannon Blood Beast by Dean Ballinger, it's like a kind of anti-mafia type book, which was pretty good. The one that I really want to get from the series is, I think it's the first one, which is called Blood for Breakfast, which was really expensive. I managed to find that one quite cheaply. So yeah, variety of different things in there. I've got another TNT one there. I've got a Professionals novelisation. And then yeah, Bike Club by Lorien Berenson. I wonder now if that's in the wrong box. Maybe that's supposed to be in the Mills and Boon box. I'm going to keep that one out and put it in there, because it doesn't really make sense it being in here. Ninja Master. And this, The Naked and the Deadly by Lawrence Block from the Men's Adventure Library, which is really great. Okay. Actually, I think it's not from the Men's Adventure Library. It's just that it's edited by Bob Dice, who's part of the Men's Adventure Library. But yeah, a fantastic book anyway. Okay, next up we have a box of Westerns. So these are mostly George G. Gilman Westerns. So let's take out the ones on top. So You can see, so yeah, Edge and Adam Steele. I haven't read any of the Adam Steele books yet. I've got slowly working my way through the Edge series. I've got some Black Horse Westerns as well. Some things I've read for Junior on the Range over the years. The Oxbow Incident by Walter Van Tilburg Clarke was a fantastic one. And then some Louis L'Amour, some other like non-Western Terry Harknett books. So this is a series he did, short series he did, set in Hong Kong, like a kind of cop thriller series. And then yeah, some other kind of random Westerns, Gunsmith, Long Arm, things like that. Bunch of different things in there. Oh yeah, I was going to leave that. Keep that one out. Right, next up we have a box that is just Mills and Boon and Harlequin. So yeah, I got all these Harlequin NASCAR romances that I bought a massive box of off eBay a few years ago. So that's the bulk of what's in here. But there are some older Mills and Boons as well, and then some modern kind of romantic suspense type ones too. Navy SEAL to the Rescue, French Quarter Fatale, things like that. So yeah, a nice mix of different Mills and Boon. I do enjoy a Mills and Boon romance every so often as a palate cleanser. This one I've just got for the moustache and the knitwear basically. It's just a wonderful, wonderful cover. Let's put those back. 2 more boxes to go. I can't work out where the other cosy books are. Oh well. I think they should be in here. That's right. Yeah. So this is a bit of a random mishmash box. So this has got like category romance that isn't Harlequin or Mills and Boon. So like some Love Swept, Second Chance at Love. So a variety of different things there. It's got like cozy animal type books. So Enforcing the Poor, and that's where Bike Club should have been. It's then got my, in complete contrast, my survivalist books, which are a very, very different kind of trashy novel. It's got some Sweet Valley High, including The Christmas Ghost, which I'm going to be buddy reading with Roy from Roy Reads Anything at Christmas time. It's got the Gore books by John Norman, which are very dodgy, like 60s, 70s, like slightly salacious, politically dubious, like pulp fantasy novels. It's got some People's Friend pocket novels, and a load more category romance this side. So yeah, just a random mix of assorted trash in there, as is the case for the final box, which is even more random trash. So we got Naked Came a Stranger, which I think I read for the first go of August. Kate O'Mara's, one of Kate O'Mara's books. She wrote a couple. A very dodgy William Hegner book. June Picture Library Holiday Special. Like kind of romance comics. A copy of Mandingo, which I still haven't got around to reading. A load of Virginia Andrews. And Danielle Steele, some Harold Robbins. So yeah, a real mix of different things in this book. Got some nice V.C. Andrews step back covers. A Charmed book I read a while ago. So yes, a nice variety of assorted nonsense in this box. Right, so let me get that one lifted back up again. I've got no idea how I'm going to edit this video, or if I'm going to edit it at all, so you may have to put up with lots of grunting and complaining from me. I'll see how it plays back. So let's walk back over here and say goodbye to you. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing my rather random garage library if there's any particular boxes, I will at some point, I think, try and bring all of these boxes in and go through them. But if there's any in particular you'd like me to go through first, let me know in the comments and I can try and prioritise those. But yes, that's how my books are now organised outside the ones that you see behind me in my normal videos. So I will leave it there and say, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're safe and well out there. I hope you're reading good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.